Hey internets, it's Jake from Mini Terrain Domain, and this is Scribes and Scrolls, the Candlekeep Mysteries. This is Book 6, The Price of Beauty, Chapter 57, A Transformative Experience. And we will get into this game in just a few moments, with a little bit of a recap, and we'll get things rolling. Not going to have a whole lot in the way of announcements at the top of the stream. As you saw in the pre-stream and again at break, we have a lot of our announcements and things are all contained there with a couple updates if you were paying attention. I do want to say a huge congratulations to our friends over at the National MS Society and their Stream to End MS. Dwight and I were fortunate to participate as producers for their first ever TTRPG stream, what they want to be an annual event, and just some amazing games. Kelly will be posting some clips, I'm sure, from hers. She ran a Witcher themed Honey Heist game with Doug Cockle, the voice of Geralt the Witcher from the video games, as well as they played in a Witcher themed game, not only with Doug Cockle, but with the other guy whose name escapes me at the moment, but the voice of Dandelion from the Witcher video games, played Dandelion as well. So that was really cool. Tremendous games. All in all, they raised just over 11,000. I think it was like $11,153.69.
Nice.
Nice.
There's always somebody to get us to that donation total, and we always appreciate them. So congratulations to the MS Society and just all of the amazing work that they do. The only other big announcement that I want to do is we're going to take a moment and we're going to do a sneak peek teaser of the brand new campaign coming to Mini Terrain Domain in just a few weeks. For the first time ever, here is that teaser. And there it is. Descent into Avernus, Road Warriors of Hell.
You know that thing
How
you
many,
do when
how many
like
of
you
you
got
all have... I'm sorry, go ahead, Dwight.
you got that thing where you're like doing something that's really cool, but there's something else that's really cool that's almost ready to happen, and you're like, screw this thing that I'm doing now, I want to go do the other thing. So
How many?
Yeah.
How many of you all have seen that? Have you all seen that?
I'm in Dwight. It was new for you and
That
Gary.
was really cool. That was a great, fun surprise.
Yeah, it's great. Jake, as always, does a great job putting trailers together that put me in the headspace for the game.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And I worked very closely with our DM, Violet Davies, who is making her debut running a published campaign, because Vi is all about the homebrew, but really wanted to put her own spin on Descent into Avernus. It is a limited campaign, so it'll have that extra special Vi twist to it. And but because they wanted to do something that was a WotC published campaign, she came to me and said, hey, can we run this on MTD? And I would also love it if you played. And you saw who else is playing. We've got Dwight, and we've got Nicole Sparks, Sarah Nelson, and Karen Davies. It's going to be absolutely epic. I am so excited. It's going to be on the more serious side of campaigns. I mean, obviously there'll be silliness here and there, but we're really embracing the serious aspects of that, and we're very excited to bring it to you all beginning on September 10th, and then, or excuse me, September 13th. And then immediately the next week, the 20th, for a 2-part premiere event back to back. And then starting October 4th, it'll be every other Tuesday, happening here at 8:30 Eastern. And if you were paying attention in the pre-stream or at the break, we will play that again at the break. So if anybody comes in and missed it, and there will also be a promo image that's showing now during our breaks. Very excited to finally announce that. The last thing I want to mention before we get started in playing some D&D here is just to remind you that you matter. We say it before every stream. We talk about that and how important it is, because it is extremely important to us. That mental health as a whole is something that we are very passionate about, and sort of erasing the stigma around the discussions of mental health and normalizing those discussions. And to that end, you know, we want to make it easy for people. If you're feeling like you're struggling and you're not really sure where to turn, that first off, you know that it is okay to not be okay. It's okay to struggle, but you do not have to do that alone. At any time, you can come into our chat and you can type !help, and some links will pop up for findahelpline.com, a free resource, as well as the takethis.org resources page. Those things will show up. We encourage you to click on those links, bookmark them, save them for yourself, save them for a friend, and remember, you matter. With that, I think it's time to play some Dungeons and Dragons.
Yay! Spa day! Let's go to the spa!
Of course.
Go wrong.
You all were hanging out at Candlekeep, as you do, and taking care of a few things that you wanted to take care of when you learned that your friend, little one, had gone missing. And you were all discussing after Teera had been shown this book called The Price of Beauty with a mirror on it, in which the image of Sune, the goddess, appeared before you. While you were all gathered around, Sune appeared once again, having limited interactions with you, but saying whatever your worries may be or whatever you might want to change, I'm sure that Silvari Silversong can help you. At which point a magical portal appeared, and of course, you all followed through the portal to see where it led to a beautiful woodland path that led to an amazing polished stone and marble temple, the Temple of the Restful Lily. You met the concierge at the front desk, who charged you a few gold pieces for entrance. Some of you opted for the overnight package, getting full access to amenities such as the spa, the sparring fields, the manicures and pedicures, the bar, and you, not surprising for this group, took off in 3 different directions to attend to your various needs. with Doc going on a search specifically looking for the ogre little one. Mizya learning of a new drink, tomato based, with lots and lots of additives of various things. Also, apparently, Mizya availing themselves of the mani-pedi and the face masks. You did meet one of the elven sisters that runs the place, Morgana. And then you also, Togo and Teera and Vorn, they went out into the garden where they met Azursa, who was fighting against a bare-chested Goliath. Azursa challenged them to partake in some feats of strength to test their mettle, as it were. Togo did the very best during this competition and was granted a potion of hill giant strength as a reward. Somewhere near the end of that little contest, the Goliath, who had introduced himself as Vaughn Reed, leaned over to you, Teera, and said, "You did really good, and then said, "It's me, little one." And that's when you notice this Goliath man wearing the circlet around his head that little one is often seen wearing. And that's where we're going to pick up, as the little one has just revealed himself to you in this form as this Goliath Vaughn Reed.
Oh my gosh. Teera kind of like skips back a little bit and like looks him up and down and is like, "Little one?"
Yeah, right? Except
You're huge and ripped and if I'm being honest, kind of hot.
you see that he gets this very sort of his cheeks almost turn purple because of the sort of gray-blue hue of his Goliath skin. And you just see him sort of turn a little purple in the cheeks. And he goes, shucks, yeah. Yeah, I'm going by Vaughn now. Vaughn Reed. I read in a book that Vaughn actually means little one.
What?
But I kind of wanted to get away from the whole little one persona. Everybody was nice enough to me at Candlekeep. But I think I could just always feel like people were looking at me as the ogre that I was.
Okay, I have a question. And this could be a creative choice on Jake's part. Is his speech pattern has changed? The
only thing that's really changed seems to be his accent.
His accent. Okay.
Because he has the vocal cords of a Goliath now and not an ogre.
Right. And I just kind of like, all right then, Vaughn, right?
Yes, Vaughn Reed. Because I like to read books.
That is such a great name. And I kind of like, I would go back over to Vorn and Togo, and I would just be like, Vaughn, this is Vaughn Reed. And I kind of like, I pull Vorn in close, and I'm like, it's little one. He's going by Vaughn now.
Vorn just kind of gives him looks him up and down and just kind of nods, seeming to accept it.
I look at Togo and I'm like, Togo, this is an old friend of ours. His name is Vaughn, and Vaughn, this is a new friend of ours, Togo.
Oh, you're friends with them. Well, if you're friends with Teera and Vorn and the others, then you are friends with Vaughn. And he holds out his hand to shake hands.
Yeah, Togo definitely reaches out the hand, clasps it, smiling. Right, it's really great that we found you here.
Oh, were you looking for me?
Yeah. You gave Irony quite a scare. They come running up to us, said you was lost.
Well, I had hoped not to leave so suddenly. I was hoping that Falthrax would tell Irony where I was. Did Falthrax not do that?
Didn't seem like it. Irony was, I don't know, thinking you were kidnapped or dead or just plain vanished.
Now I feel bad. I feel terrible that Irony had to go through that. And well, I'm glad they sent you to find me, but I'm doing well. I'm a little worried now about Falthrax. If he didn't find Irony, I've not seen him, and I've been here for a few days.
Out of character, he also went missing, right? Like he also did not return.
Falthrax?
Good question.
Yes. Yeah. Irony mentioned Falthrax as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, Togo. Well, where did you see Falthrax the last time you saw him?
Honestly, when Azursa here and her sisters agreed to the magical treatment, I was so eager for it after our session. I kind of got caught up in this new form, and I didn't think to look for Falthrax for the better part of a day, and I just assumed he'd gone home.
Well, and I kind of like look concerned at Togo and at Vorn, and I'm like, it doesn't seem like he did. Is there any way he might have gotten the Vaughn Reed treatment here, and he's here, but we just don't recognize him?
Well, I mean, Falthrax didn't have an interest in being, like this. I mean, he was a little... He seemed to be a little bothered by his age. He was an older dwarf, and I know he had talked about wishing he had his younger days ahead of him, but I don't know. Excuse me, Zursa. And you see the bronze-skinned elf that you were dealing with earlier in these challenges. Politely had stepped away to not be a part of your conversation. Yes, Vaughn, what is it? What can I do for you? My friends here, they came here looking for me, and, well, they found me, but the dwarf Falthrax that I was with, did he by chance sit for a portrait as well? Your friend expressed an interest in the magical treatments that we offer, but he had a change of heart, and, well, I was led to believe that he was heading back to Candlekeep. Oh, well, it is curious. Perhaps when we go back to Candlekeep, we'll find Falthrax there. Did you say that Doc and Mizya were here as well? I would
Yeah.
love to see them.
Well, they probably off somewhere looking for you, but... And I kind of like look him up and down one more time. I'm like, I doubt they'll find you.
More friends of yours, eh, Vaughn? Send them out here if they're looking for a good physical challenge. I feel like Vaughn would give you a look, Teera, and then the two of you start laughing.
100%, very, very unified, and Teera just kind of like, oh, well, I suppose, Togo, you want to come with me, or Vaughn? I can go track down Mizya and Doc, or we can all do it. It's up to you guys.
Vorn quietly agrees to go quietly wherever you go quietly.
Very quietly, without speaking, one would say. Yeah, perfect.
Togo nods and he kind of like moves one of his shoulders, and you can kind of hear the sound of skin against shell as he, you know, all of that exercise. I could really go for something a little bit more relaxing.
Well, once you get inside, there's going to be plenty of places within the Temple of the Restful Lily for you to get whatever it is that you're looking for. Or if you find yourself looking for something a little bit more than a facial or pedicure, manicure, something along those lines, you see me and my sisters. We can hook you up with more magical transformation, if that's what you're looking for.
And Tira's off put a little bit, but she's like, yeah, sure. We'll go find Mizya and Doc, and it's like, good to see you, Vaughn. And Teera would just start kind of stalking off towards inside.
All right. Meanwhile, back in the lounge area is where we left Mizya and Doc. And you had just had an encounter with somebody claiming to be Jarlaxle Bainri, but you knew full well that he was not Jarlaxle Bainri, Mizya. Then Doc showed up, and yeah. So what are you all up to in the lounge?
Doc is sort of just standing there, looking around to see if there's a place where he can look for little one.
And I'm standing next to Doc, and if Doc doesn't move for 20, 30 seconds or do really much of anything other than look, I'm going to turn around and wave the bartender down. Yes, could I get another one of those tomato juice thingies you gave me a minute ago?
The bartender begins to assemble the drink for you. As a reminder, you are roughly where the "you are here" arrow is pointed at the bar. And you have, this is the doorway that you came through. There's a set of double doors here, and then there's a couple of doors down this little hallway here. Those are your points of egress from this room that you are in. And they are,
Okay.
especially these double doors up here, they are those very ornate wooden doors with carvings of water lilies and such on them.
Okay. Doc will walk toward the double doors and try and open them.
All right. heading into that area, you, as you enter into the adjoining chamber, you see that it is very dimly lit within there. There are lamps inside here, but they've been shrouded with cloth that are creating this very atmospheric dim lighting. You see that there are a couple of rooms off to the side from this area where, looking in, you see that the rooms are each furnished with a bed with some sort of adjustable frame. You see that at one end of this mattress there's like a hole cut into it that's roughly face-shaped. Shelves and counters hold an array of perfumes, oils, lotions. Scented candles are burning that are filling these rooms with very pleasant scents of lilies and almost as if the scent of the forest was within this space. You see, just sort of adjusting, as soon as you walk in, there's a door to the right. There is a drow man that is standing there wearing these sort of white linens, and he's just rearranging some things. And as you come in, he turns and he says, "Oh, hello.
Hello.
Have you come for a haircut, a shave, waxing, or a massage?"
No.
Then is there something else that I can help you with?
Yes.
And what might that be?
I'm looking for my friend. He's an ogre named Little One. I was told that he was here, but I can't find him. I've looked around. He's usually fairly conspicuous. Being an ogre, he's quite large, you see. And I can't find him. Have you seen him? Do you know where he is?
I have seen an ogre by the description you mentioned that came here about 3 or 4 days ago. But I have not seen him for at least 2 days. He did not seek out my services directly, though I did see him with the sisters.
Okay. Great. So you haven't seen him for 2 days?
That is correct.
I think by this time, I would have gotten my drink and scurried along into the room and sidled up alongside Doc. Have you found the little one yet?
Doc is going to look around and he's going to say, nope.
Okay.
Ah,
Good. I'm glad we're on the same page. We're both Little One free at the moment.
you've... This friend of yours is somebody that is missing.
Well, I wouldn't say that he's missing per se, but clearly absent. That's why we're looking for him.
Oh, how long have you been looking for your friend?
Doc is going to look down at an empty wrist, and he's going to say, I don't know, about 17 minutes?
And this is a friend of yours as well, the drow says, turning to you, Mizya.
Who, me? No, I met him like one time, but the others seem to like him quite a bit,
Wow.
so yeah, we are.
The others, there's more of you.
Yes, there's what, 3? I don't know. I've had a few too many drinks and my head is a little foggy. Yes, 3, I think. More of us.
A whole group of you that have come to the temple in search of a missing friend. That sounds like quite the adventure.
I mean, really, it wasn't so much of an adventure. We just walked through a door and then talked to a very difficult, inarticulate counter individual, and then we've just been wandering around looking for little one.
Ah,
Well, I haven't been doing much wandering. I've been enjoying the services.
you've met Scythe.
Scythe, yes, the gentleman at the counter.
Yes.
Supremely inarticulate, very inefficient with his language, doesn't really know what he's talking about most of the time. Almost like he doesn't know what words mean.
I would like the two of you to roll charisma checks.
Any particular kind of charisma check?
Straight charisma. Oh, sorry. Persuasion or straight charisma.
7.
Doc has mirth.
Very full of mirth.
Go mirth.
14.
Well, turning to you, Mizya. Can I interest you in a haircut, shaving, waxing, or massage? I am the head esthetician here at the Temple of the Restful Lily, and I can make sure you are quite relaxed, if that is your choice.
I don't really care for a haircut, but tell me more about this massage. Is that like what they did to my feet a few minutes ago, where they like rubbed them and made them feel all tender and wonderful? I think they said something about the massage.
You see that he glances down at your slippered feet and says, "Yes. Now imagine that over your entire body."
Oh God, no.
What? What's the problem?
I'm not going to let him touch me.
Why?
That sounds quite dreadful.
You were very excited about it even just a minute ago. You were talking about how much you enjoyed it on your feet. What's the difference?
Hey. You ask a good question, Doctor.
As usual, I am the smartest person you know.
Perhaps I'll let the rest of this Bloody Mary help me decide. And I will take a big drink.
Very well. If you should change your mind, I am Ilmar Mizrim. And you must simply come here. You can find me here at any time during regular hours, and I will be happy to assist. About this point is when Togo, Vorn, and Teera emerge, or rather enter into the lounge area, where the three of you see the three of you see the full bar, and you see the stations for manicures and pedicures, face masks, all this sort of stuff. And you would also see, sort of to the north end of the room, a set of double doors that are open, where you can just see a robed and slippered Mizya holding a Bloody Mary next to Doc while talking to another drow.
Teera would open her mouth to like call out to Mizya and Doc, but then kind of see and like, oh, I was gonna get a massage. Vaughn, are you gonna get a massage too, or do you want to just go ahead and tell Doc and Mizya what we found? Or Togo, you could do the same, unless you also want a massage. Can Togo be massaged?
Togo kind of looks back and looks down. I do think that my shell would get quite in the way of many of what the purpose is. I will go tell them that we found him.
Sounds
And-
great.
Togo walks to Mizya and Doc.
Hello.
I spin around. Hello, and remember, I'm like still have like a mud mask on. I have not.
Make
I
a
topped right up from
make
my
a dexterity check.
dexterity check.
Yep.
13.
Mizya spins around and narrowly avoids sloshing Bloody Mary all over their front.
Oh, we
Togo!
Well, I'm so glad to see you both seem to be enjoying yourselves very much.
This place is delightful. Have you partaken of any services yourself?
Well, we did some squats, and then I pulled a tree, and then...
Amazing.
Oh, and then we jumped chain rope. And he, like, looks down, I'm sure, at this, like, blossoming bruise that
Oh
is,
yeah,
like,
absolutely. Skin
covering-
knees.
Yeah, that's, like, covering his leg. It was a lot of fun.
That sounds dreadful.
Doc and Mizya, you see standing behind Togo in the other, just outside the door in the other room. You can see Teera and Vorn, but you also see that there is a very large Goliath standing with Teera and Vorn. Make a perception check. Both of you.
6.
Six.
Okay. You see
Winning
this
is
very large
winning.
Goliath with them. And the Goliath is looking at both of you and going,
I would like to introduce you to a new old friend of yours.
Well, you can't have a new old friend. You either have a new friend or an old friend.
Well, I think in this case you can make an exception, he says as he turns. This is Vaughn. As he kind of invites Vaughn to come in to the room.
Hello.
"Hi,
Hello, Vaughn.
I'm Vaughn Reed, and you're Mizya, and you're Doc.
That's right.
We've met more than once, actually."
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that is not correct.
Vaughn points at the circlet around his forehead and says, "It's me, little one. But I go by Vaughn now."
I just tap my head by the circlet. You don't look like little one.
"No, I don't. And it's amazing. Teera said I
Doc?
was hot."
Doc is sort of gonna
He is.
hunch his shoulders. He's gonna look down a little bit. He's gonna glance up at Vaughn. He's gonna look away. He's gonna sort of scratch his head. I don't understand.
"Doc, you always said that you were the smartest person I knew. You should be
That's
able to
true.
figure this out."
What are you expecting that I don't understand?
"I'm little one, but I just
Yes.
look this way now."
Yes,
With the,
I understand that. That is not what I don't understand.
what-
I don't understand why you look different now.
Oh. Well, like I was telling the others, I always felt that people looked at me in some way as an ogre, always. Even those that kind of knew me still always kind of looked at me with a little bit of hesitation. When people first meet me, when they see me for the first time, they're always quite surprised, especially when I start talking and they see that I'm not your average ogre. And I always kind of wondered what it'd be like to not be judged in that way. And when I found the book, or well, rather, Valthrax showed me the book, and we came to this place, I got to know the lovely elven sisters that run this place, and well, they gave me a magical transformation, and it was easy, painless. I chose to change the way that I look outwardly. It's still me on the inside. I know I look and sound different, but it's still me. I still love to read books. I'm still strong.
Well, I guess that's what I don't understand, little one. Because if people aren't willing to give the real you a chance, I don't think they deserve to get to know you. There's going to be people out there, even now, who don't give you a chance. They might look at you and say, well, that person isn't smart. Look at all their muscles. And I wonder if you won't feel the same way. And now, your outsides don't match your insides. And it makes me sad that you thought you had to do that. Because I'll always be your friend no matter what. And it makes me sad that you felt like you had to change. I liked you just the way you were.
Make a charisma persuasion check at advantage.
As Doc is talking, his eyes sort of glaze over slightly, and he's taken back to a time, and all he hears is the echo of a booming voice, and the booming voice repeats over and over, "Who do you think you are?" And it echoes and echoes and echoes, almost like two mirrors that are facing each other that look like they're going on forever. And Doc gets 21.
Little one, you see him sort of, as you're talking, it's kind of biting the inside of his lip. You can see he's really thinking, taking to heart what you're saying. And he puts a big Goliath hand on your shoulder, Doc. And he gives you this sort of almost sad smile and says, I wish everybody thought the way you do, Doc. I wish everybody saw me the way you do. But I feel pretty good about the choice I made. I was just glad they could help me out with it. They've helped a lot of people, and they were going to help Valthrax until he started to have second thoughts about it. And if there's something you wanted help with, I'm sure they would be willing to help you out. But if you came here looking for me, well, you found me, and I'm going to go home to Candlekeep soon, but I kind of wanted to just hang out here for a little while. You should take advantage of the temple while you're here.
Oh, I have been.
I am enjoying advantage of the temple.
A big, meaty Goliath hand just gently pats you on the head, Mizya. As Vaughn looks over at you, Togo, and just says, keep an eye on them. Don't let them drink too much.
Togo just looks at Mizya and just kind of just nods and smiles. I'm glad you're happy.
I am. Now, I believe that Green Song is going to be serving lunch before too long, and I do not want to miss out. I'll be around if you need me for anything, but please relax while you're here. And Vaughn turns to leave. Doc, still sort of standing next to you. You're the furthest into this space of chambers. The dwarven, or excuse me, the drow man, Ilmar Mizram, says, was wondering if I could have a moment with you.
Me?
Yes.
Okay.
In here, if you don't mind. This room is private.
Okay.
And he
Doc will
indicates
follow.
the further back chamber. And you see Doc go into one of the rooms alone with this drow aesthetician. As you the door closes, he turns to you, Doc, and he says, "It was very kind what you said to your friend there.
Oh.
As I understand it, you came here looking for your friend who was an ogre named Little One. And instead you found this new friend, who seems quite happy with his transformation, but I was very moved by what you had to say. You seem very trustworthy. Are you?"
Yes, most people consider me delightful and full of mirth.
As he's talking, he's been kind of moving off to the side, and he's, from one of the candles, he's lit a stick of incense and set that off to one side on an angled incense burner, so it's just sitting up at this angle, and a pleasant scent begins to mingle. There's a small, almost like a sculpture that seems to be along in one corner, and it looks like rocks cascading down. Like there's what looks like a wooden bucket suspended with rocks that are spilling out into another wooden bucket. And as he walks over to it, he just sort of makes a motion, and water begins to trickle down along the rocks in this little water feature, and you hear this sound of water that sort of fills the room a little bit. There, that should provide us with a little more privacy.
Okay.
My name is not Ilmar Mizram.
Oh.
My name is Dusk, and I am an agent of the Harptos. And we're gonna cut to the exterior to everybody else. What are you all doing as Doc goes in behind closed doors with this drow?
I wonder if he's going to get a massage.
I am currently getting a massage.
I'm
Good.
I'm not sure. He seemed a little intense. I don't think that's how massagers typically bring in their clients.
No?
Secrecy. He like, you can see he's like second guessing himself immediately. He's like, well, maybe that's just a turtle thing.
Well, no. Yeah, I would say trust your instincts. I know nothing of massage, so I don't know what to expect when they take you back. But if you say so, then perhaps we should keep an eye out for, or an ear out for what's going on.
Right. I think we should maybe keep an eye out, but I'm not too worried. And he's like eyeing the drink that you have. He's like, well, that looks different than what you were drinking or wanting to drink before.
This is a Bloody Mary. It has a delightful tomato juice with, I don't know what else in it, but it's, whereas the mimosa was like bright and sparkly and fruity, this was more tart with vegetables and but there's lots of alcohol, which is the important part. Would you like one? I can go get you one.
Mizya, make a Constitution saving throw, please.
That's a dirty 20.
Okay.
Well, I do feel quite bad about what happened to Mary to have such a violent drink named after her, but that sounds delicious, and I'll try one.
I'll be right back. And I scurry off to the bar.
Amazing.
Mizya, as you're scurrying off to the bar, you feel a little bit of a tightness in your chest, almost the sort of burning. You feel like almost like you want to, like you've had too much to drink and you're gonna vomit.
Oh.
And you just sort of, you kind of push it back. You've got quite the buzz going, but you do take 6 points of poison damage.
Oh, God!
Worth it.
Oh. Its bodies are so good, man. They'll sneak up on you.
Sorry, go ahead.
I'd say I would, within a minute or two, I'll show back up and I'll hold one up for Togo. I was going to get one for me too, but it seems I got a little sick on the way to the bar. Perhaps I've had one too many. So I just drink this. I'll stand next to you while you drink this one, and it'll be like us drinking together. I've had 4 so far.
Togo's gonna look for, like, immediately just go look for some water or like a pitcher or something and hand that glass to Mizya.
Oh yeah, there's like pitchers of water with like a bunch of fruit in them, like fruit infused water, and of course they're in mason jars.
Sure, yeah, yeah. And Togo will hand the water to Mizya, and there.
I do that thing you do when you've been drinking, where you drink some water and you realize exactly how dehydrated you are now. And I'm just gonna like tilt it back, and it's like coming down the sides of my face.
You hear Mizya going, just slurping at them.
Keep them coming.
Togo takes a sip, and he's, well, that is very good. It's like having a salad with a little bit of a kick.
Or lots of a kick.
Togo, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw as well. The DC won't be as high because you're only drinking the one.
13.
Okay.
So yeah, I think Togo is going to wait, kind of have a seat so that he's facing where Doc and this drow went. But he's gonna turn to Mizya. That must be some pretty powerful magic to turn little one into a whole different person.
Would I know anything about that type of magic? I don't have anything in my spell book. I don't think that does anything like that. But would I know, and from my studies of what might have done that?
You could make a intelligence, history, or arcana check, but you're going to do so at disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
Because you've had 4 Bloody Marys.
Because I've got the drunkies. That's a
Less
15.
focused than I should be.
It's what is it?
15.
You've heard of various enchantments and magics that can temporarily change someone's appearance. I would say, especially as a wizard with your background, you're aware of spells like polymorph, more powerful wizards that can cast true polymorph, but it requires it takes a long time for those effects to become permanent. Or spells like seeming that are short term and are just illusion spells. They're not even true transformative spells. So for something to have the effect that this appears to have had on little one, this is some powerful magic.
Yes, but there are certainly things that will do this. It takes quite a bit to get it done. Either someone very powerful has done this to him, or it's temporary. For now, he seems to be happy. So,
I am happy that he's happy. I think that it's, if that's how little one wants to look and express himself, I think that, that's great. I hope it is what he thinks it is.
yes. I kind of take a moment to ponder, like, as I've we've been talking, it's kind of dawning on me that, if this is not a permanent thing, that could be quite bad, couldn't it?
As you're thinking this, you see across the room that Vaughn is talking to the Jarlaxle impersonator and just says, "All right, Mr. Bainry, it sure was nice meeting you, and I hope I can meet up with your merry band of soldiers someday. That sounds exciting." And we cut back into the room with Doc and this Harper agent, as the agent who has revealed himself says, "Yeah, my code name is Dusk. I was close friends with Silvari Silversong years ago. She's the one who opened this temple. But I fell out of touch with her many years ago after the temple was built. About 3 months ago, I got a really haunting vision of my old friend Silvari. She appeared to be suffering, appearing to me as though her face was being reflected in 1,000 fragments of broken mirror. I began looking into Silvari's activities since we parted ways, and that led me to Silvery Moon about a month ago, which then led me to this temple. I suspect that there is something else going on here. There is something much darker. It concerns me, especially seeing the transformation that your friend Vaughn has undertaken. He seems very happy. But at what cost?
Yes. What costs the price of beauty? It is a question I ask myself. But perhaps a better question. Why do you think it's evil? Why do you think it's darker? Those are all my questions at this time.
Make me another charisma persuasion check at advantage.
Uh, 23.
I have been here for over a month, posing as an aesthetician, keeping my eye on the goings-on here within the Temple of the Restful Lily. And I have seen through the illusions. The people that are here, they are very dangerous. 1 second.
Meanwhile, Teera's given them access to all the effing pressure points. Jesus, Jenny, this is bad. We're screwed. We're gonna die.
Okay, so Dusk, I had to check something. Dusk, is telling you this, and he's sort of leaning in closer. He says, everyone here that works at the Temple of the Restful Lily, they are not what they seem. They are hiding their true appearance. Take a closer look at the silent staff. Other than myself and Scythe, none of them speak. It's very difficult to speak if you do not have the means to do so. And the proprietors of this place, they are. And you see as his eyes grow wide, and he says, they are. And you watch as red begins to blossom around the throat of his white linen as you see a slit appear across his throat. And he begins bleeding out in front of you. And that's where we're going to take our break.
No! Okay. I was expecting a twist. I wasn't expecting that.
Suddenly this cheerful, calm spa music doesn't sound so appropriate.
Yeah. Why don't we freaking have a water feature and smell lavender or some shit?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So as
Oh.
Dusk, the Harper agent, has just had his throat slit in front of you. That's where we're gonna take our break. But first, as we head out of here for break, I am going to once again, for people that may have missed it at the top of the stream, I am going to run the sneak peek teaser for our new Descent into Avernus stream that is coming in just a few weeks. So we're going to run that, and then we're going to go right into our 10-minute break. We will see you back here in a little over 10 minutes.
Hello.
The music is not playing. There should be music playing right now. There it goes. Doc,
Treachery music.
the Harper agent has just had his throat suddenly slit in front of you. And as the blood begins to blossom down the white tunic that he's wearing, the white linen tunic, his body sort of slowly slumps down to its knees. And you see, standing behind him, holding the bloody dagger, you see the Harper agent, Dusk. The same person, wearing the same, or rather similar, clothing, standing there, having just slit his throat. What is your immediate reaction? Just to say hello? As you say hello, he is going to lunge at you.
Okay.
That is a natural 20.
Okay.
As he lunges at you with his dagger, that is going to be a automatic 7, 9. That is going to be 9 piercing damage as he just steps forward and thrusts his dagger into your stomach or chest. And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
What is it for?
Poison.
$17.
So you save 14 and 11 is 25. You save, so you're only going to take 13 poison damage
Okay.
from the dagger as it's thrust into you. And this drow looks up at you, but does not say a word as that ends his turn.
So you said it's 13?
13 poison damage, yes. On top of the whatever it was, 9, I think.
9.
Wait, that doesn't sound right. Yeah, no, that was
Why?
right. That was right. 9 piercing.
Okay. 9 piercing. 13 poison. I have resistance to poison. So rounded down, it's
7.
6.
7.
Yeah.
Damage is always rounded up.
As he comes in with the knife, Doc's eyes are going to flash black. And he's going to grab this creature's shirt, and he's going to pull him in close so that their eyes are adjacent to one another, and he's going to snarl. He's going to say, "You can't poison the dead, boy."
Are you attempting to grapple him?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yes. Wow. Oh my god.
And I'm going to use a tome.
Okay.
And as he as the words come out of his mouth, he's taken back to a moment, and all he can see around him, his feet are bare, and they're covered in sand, and he looks to the left and he looks to the right, and all he can see is sand. As his vision adjusts to the darkness, he sees that there's actually a rope about 10 feet in diameter in the shape of a circle. And he sees 2 green eyes peering back at him in the distance. And I get 29 on my athletics check.
Wow.
All right. You have managed to grab hold of this individual. And you do have them grappled.
Mhm.
He is going to react.
I'm not done.
Okay.
I'm going to use my object interaction to kick open the door. And then I'm going to use my movement
I need
to
you
drag
to I need you to make a strength check to kick open the door.
a strength check to kick open the door. Okay.
Yeah, you can do athletics.
Shit.
19.
Okay.
Jeez.
You kick open the door.
And then he's going to drag this sorry ass into the hallway.
Okay.
Wow.
And he's going to react. Now go ahead.
Okay. This individual is going to make a couple more attacks at you.
Okay.
Now that you're extremely close, you've got him sort of pulled up against you. He's just going to take this sword or this dagger, and he is going to try to stab you twice with it.
Okay.
That is a 19 to hit.
Mhm.
And a 21 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
So you will take from those. You take 7 from the first one, and I need a Constitution saving throw.
Uh, 16. 17.
Okay, and then a 4 points of piercing damage from the second stab, and another con save.
26.
12 is 20, 26, 27, 37,
Oh my god.
41,
No.
45, which would be halved to 23, which will be halved again to 12.
Did you add both attacks together on the poison?
Yes.
Shouldn't you do them separately? Because I might take less damage.
You have resistance to it.
Yeah.
And you saved on both saves. So they're
Okay.
automatically halved.
Okay. So 12, you said?
So 12 is with your resistance and with the halving and everything is the total amount
Okay.
of poison damage you take. That's why I combined it, is
Got it.
you saved on both of them.
Okay.
Mathematically, that's the transitive property. If you add it and then multiply, that's fine.
Listen,
Disagree.
there was a joke. Never mind, I'm not going to make that joke.
How dare you?
All I'm going to
How
say
dare
is,
you.
Gets out my pencil.
yeah, I'm grabbing a pencil and I'm writing on my laptop, Cari.
Save it.
That was an inside joke.
I'm already getting the tattoo, baby. Getting it right here.
Oh. Okay, so you've been stabbed twice
Uh-huh.
and poisoned, or stabbed 3 times and poisoned. It's your turn. What are you doing?
Hmm. Let's see. What am I doing?
As we cut to one of the rooms outside where nice, calm music is playing in the other room, as Teera is just getting a very deep tissue massage
Yeah.
from a human man who is being very quiet and just tending to your needs. As we cut back
Oh,
to...
he didn't kick the door into this room. He kicked another door.
No, there was... So you were all in this hallway that led to a couple other rooms.
Ah.
And so Doc and the Drow were in a separate
One of those
massage
rooms.
room.
So now they're back in the hallway.
Now they're
Yeah.
in the hallway, but all of you have since gone to the lounge.
Well, weren't Togo and I listening by the door? I thought we were.
Were you listening by the door?
Yes.
I
Yeah,
missed
we
that. Then I need both of you to make dexterity saving throws because of the door suddenly get kicked open at your face.
Wow.
17.
That's a 6.
Togo, you take 8 points of bludgeoning damage. Mizya, 4 points of bludgeoning damage as you just dodge out of the way and get kind of clipped by the door. As the door suddenly bursts open and you see Doc dragging what appears to be this individual that he was just talking to, who you see Doc's quite bloodied on the front as he's been... Well, I don't know, Doc, do you bleed?
Great question.
Yes.
As Doc has some stab wounds on his front, but he has a pretty firm hold by the tunic of this drow individual. So I'm gonna say, since we didn't roll initiative at the beginning of this, we'll just have the two of you react how you would as this door kicks open and you see this scuffle taking place.
I think at first, like, Togo pauses because he's not sure. Like, is this part of the relaxing?
I don't think so. There's usually not so much bleeding.
Right.
And then as I've kind of like jumped back, so we see like this is clearly a scuffle, right? This isn't like Doc is bleeding, and are we able to tell that this guy is attacking Doc?
Both of you make a perception check.
18.
No, I don't know. You know, they have those new relaxing methods. I think that this is just, you know, one of those new age things. You rolled a 9.
M's coming in challenging Ricky for those power
Right.
low rolls.
Listen, we all gotta take Ricky's role. We gotta divide it up amongst ourselves.
So, as Togo's not sure that this is actually a scuffle, Mizya, you see that Doc has stab wounds. You see the knife in the drow's hands, and you see what appears to be the same drow dead on the floor in the room behind them.
Okay. I just kind of maybe take a couple steps back from the door. No, Togo, this is bad. And I'm gonna whip out my quill and cast magic missile at the drow. I'm gonna cast it at let's see, this is just at first level. So that's 2, 6. That's gonna do 12 points of force damage. Because all three will be at the drow. Yep.
Okay.
And then I'm just gonna yell for Teera.
Teera, make a perception check.
Oh God, I'm super relaxed right now. There's a water feature and I smell like lavender. Also, I might be naked. Here we go. Perception is a 14.
Also, oh no, that wouldn't matter. Never mind. 14.
Yeah.
You hear from the closed door and over the water feature in your own room. You think you hear Mizya calling your name.
And Teera would kind of like sit up, kind of like Cobra, and would be like, I think I have my friends. I gotta, and she like pulls on like her like a tunic, not her like armor, but then she's like, I gotta go see if they need me, and she would go out into the hallway. Did they take our weapons?
All of your weapons and armor were put into locked trunks, except for Doc, who just put a robe over his clothes.
Yeah, right. I forgot. So Teera would go out into the hallway, just kind of like looking around for her friends.
You open up the hallway to see Mizya, having just called your name. You see the last of the magic missiles arcing into the drow aesthetician, who inexplicably has a knife in his hand that has been plunged into Doc a few times.
Oh shit! And Teera would lunge at this drow.
Okay.
And try to like essentially pry him off of Doc. What is that, like an athletics check? Or an attack?
Well, yeah, basically.
So which one?
Sorry, it's an athletics check, and Doc,
okay.
if you want to hold on to him, you would be opposing Teera's athletics check, since you have this drow grappled.
I got a 24.
Or you can just let him go.
No, I just let him go if she wants to take him. I don't care.
All right.
Didn't mean to steal your thunder, buddy.
And he got an 11. As you run over and you pull the drow off, And he is going to, as you pull him off of Doc, he is going to attempt to stab you, Teera. That is a 8. Your armor class is 10 plus your dexterity mod without armor. Oh, you're a barbarian.
Okay.
You get unarmored defense anyway.
Yes.
So it's whatever it normally is.
Yes.
His second attack. Okay. So you sort of pull him, so you've got him kind of from behind, and I don't know why I picture this. You kind of put him in like the headlock kind of thing, almost like so. He's kind of taking these weak stabs at you, and as he goes to take the second attack, he slams his hand where you sort of pull him away. He slams his hand into the door frame and drops the dagger. He got a critical fail on that attack. So
nice.
You have successfully subdued this individual.
So Teera's still kind of trying to make heads or tails or anything. He's like, Doc, what the shit? Should I kill him?
There's no shit. Who says shit?
Doc, what the fuck happened?
Well, it's sort of a long story.
Do you want me to snap him like a toothpick or not?
That's not for me to decide.
Who is it for to decide, Doc? Is it me?
Well, I mean, yes.
Mizya, what happened?
They fell out of the door, and Doc was bleeding, and he had a knife. So
Doc was bleeding. The person you're holding had a knife. Just to be clear.
And I would like lean at this point. I've got this guy pretty close, and I'm like, did you try to stab my friend then, eh?
Suddenly, through the double doors comes the masseuse that was tending to you, Teera. And Zersa, the bronze red-haired elf, one of the sisters that runs the place, the one that you trained with. She comes in. Easy. If anybody's going to be making decisions whether or not somebody needs to die, it will be me. And she walks through all of you over to this drow that you're holding, Teera. She looks at you all. She looks at you, Doc, and your wounds. She says, go out to the lounge and you will be attended to. Good work. And then she reaches out and grabs hold of the drow by the throat as you're holding onto him, Teera. And she's holding him like this, and she just kind of looks like turning his face this way and that way. And you see that as she is holding her hand against his throat, Teera, you feel your grip on him ease as she is doing something you can't quite tell with her hand, but you hear her mutter some arcane words. And the image of the drow aesthetician shifts, and you see the features go gray and blank.
Oh God!
As he is revealed to be Shadow.
Oh.
She continues to hold her hand embedded in this shadow. Step back, Teera.
I do, immediately.
And you see the dagger drop to the ground. And the shadow And there's another metallic ting, 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 as a ring falls to the ground at your feet. You see
I would
her
yeah,
hand,
sorry,
for a moment, her hand is almost in your face where this assassin was. And you see her fingertips all the way up, partway up her wrist, are black, and it looks like it's extending upward like necromantic energy as she goes. And you see that necromantic energy recede back to her fingertips, which linger in black, and she just sort of, almost like she's shaking her hand dry, and shakes off the last of the shadow. Are you all right?
I look at Doc. Doc, you
Oh.
okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
You don't look fine. And Teera would like get up close and she'd be like looking at his wounds and like that doesn't hurt you.
I mean, he like sort of sticks his finger in one of the wounds.
Oh, don't do that, Doc.
That's not advised. Go out to the lounge, and we will see that you are attended to with healing salves.
Oh, 100%. That's great. I just need to go into the other room to pick up my organs. Just a moment. And he's going to sort of walk into the room where the assassin killed the guy. And he's going to as soon as he dips out of sight, he's going to touch his chest, and he's going to say, "You can do it." And then he is going to roll an investigation check with advantage tone on mostly the body to see if this guy had anything on him, but he'll also be taking a look at the room as well.
Okay.
That's probably good enough. 31.
You don't find anything on his body.
Okay.
He was just wearing the linen sort of tunic and slippers, and similar to the rest of the staff. Looking around the room, there's really nothing of note in here other than what was originally identified.
Okay. So Doc will. So there's nothing of note.
No.
Okay. Doc will emerge from the room, and he's like, "Oh, my mistake. Everything on the inside remains on the inside."
Teera looks very disturbed by this statement, and then she would look at Mizya and Togo and be like, "Are you two okay?"
It's just a
not
little
really
bump from
sure.
the door. That's about it.
Well,
Doctor, I'm going to accompany you if you don't mind. I'm a little uncomfortable with any of us wandering around alone.
Okay.
I wouldn't advise any of you going wandering anywhere. Wait one moment. And as Ursa steps into the room where you just were, Doc, and she crouches down next to the body.
Mm-hmm.
And as she does so, she kind of is looking at it for a moment. She just, as she crouches, she shifts her position so that you can see the body as she grabs the hair of this drow and lifts up. And you see the white hair of the drow shifting into black and gray, and the features seem to melt into this featureless gray mass. We had suspected that someone intending to do us harm had infiltrated this temple. It appears as though a shadow assassin and a doppelganger pretending to be Ilmar. was successful to some degree. It is good that you were all here before anybody else was hurt.
Yes, I'm well known for being a hero. But I guess my question is, you think they were working together?
Do you have reason to believe that they weren't?
No, I guess not. I mean, perhaps other than the evidence.
Doc, you notice that as Azursa crouched down, there was a moment, just a moment, where her back was turned to all of you and she was blocking the body completely from you. And as she turned, only you caught the tail end of a spell being cast as this drow appears to turn into this featureless gray form.
Can I make an Arcana check to figure out what the spell might have been?
Sure.
That's a 19.
As a spellcaster, you would know that what you heard was the tail end of an illusion spell that Azursa has cast a spell making the drow appear to look like this doppelganger, this dead doppelganger.
Oh God. Oh God.
So Doc is going to look down and he's going to say, okay, I'll take those healing salves now. Bye.
Oh my God.
As Doc excuses himself, Azursa steps up and says, "We must clear this area. I will have staff close off this area, and we will have to look closer. My sisters and I think we should have a talk with you. I fear that something we have been trying to keep hidden from you and from the others here at the temple is somehow seeping into this serene atmosphere and is tainting it. With your arrival, you may well be just the people we need." And
we'll
go ahead.
Help any way we'll help any way we can. I mean, can we have our weapons back? I'm feeling a little naked here.
Absolutely. I will see that Scythe returns everything to you immediately. Meet us in the lounge when you are ready. And we're going to do, unless you all want to have a private conversation in the changing rooms. Okay, never mind. We won't do a white transition. We will cut to the changing rooms where you are, you're all sort of accessing your robes or your, not your robes, the trunks that have your belongings in them and getting ready. What would you like to talk about? You're muted, Gary?
You're muted.
Doc is going to write a short note in his book. And he's going to say, Shadow killed the drow, who said that there was evil afoot. Sister cast illusion to make Drow seem like doppelganger. And he's going to sort of like cover it up. And then he's going to like kick Mizya's foot. And then let Mizya sort of read it.
Tempted
Teera's
to...
bitching about getting her massage interrupted this whole time. She's like, I swear to God, it was lavender, there was a water feature, there was nice music playing, and blah, 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 blah.
I'm so tempted to make you make a dexterity check because you're a doctor. I need to see if Mizya can read your handwriting.
Doc has a fine sleight of hand. I would be happy to make that check.
It was just a joke, but if you want to...
Jake. Wait, I also have calligraphy skills. Screw you.
He is beautiful handwriting.
And
Artistic.
as Teera is grumbling about her massage, Doc is going to look at her pointedly and is going to say, well, I'm sorry my near second death experience inconvenienced you so greatly.
I'm sorry, Doc. I was happy to help, but do you know how comfortable that was? He was releasing toxins and shit. I haven't felt that way in years.
You know what else could do that?
No.
He's going to glance at Vorn.
Oh, it's like, I'm happy you're okay. And then Teera just kind of keeps getting ready.
Yeah. Anyways, so and Mizya's gonna hide he's like hiding the thing with his hands, so only Mizya can read it.
And I just kind of look at the note and then back at Doc and then at the note and then back at Doc.
And then Doc is going to tear the note out of the book while keeping his hands covering it. He's going to sort of like roll it up. He's going to like sigh deeply. And he's going to put it in his mouth and start chewing.
Oh, God. So, side note, Teera and Togo still don't know shit. And this is how it's staying. Okay. Just making sure that's where we're at. Okay, perfect.
Listen.
No.
When the shit goes down, you will be informed.
Yeah. What the fuck is Teera gonna do with this information? She didn't know anything about this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Togo's talking about how he wants another one of those drinks.
Yes. Like, what did you say it was called? A Mary or something?
I don't rightly remember, but it was something quite violent, yes.
Yes, it's a Bloody Mary, and, well, I can tell you from first-hand experience, they're quite nice going down, but 45 minutes to an hour later, not so much.
All right, good to know.
I kind of look at Doc, and I look at the others, and I look at Doc. Well, this has been interesting, has it not?
No, this has been great. I'm so glad we came here.
I'm saying something. What are you eating, Doc?
With paper.
Okay, that's par for the course. Should we go meet with that one ginger girl, that Zersa?
First on the list, healing self.
Oh yeah, you got to heal yourself. Have you? And I kind of like look down and like, has he done that yet, or has clearly
no?
not?
He's clearly not.
Gross? Gotcha.
And then like chewing on this paper, gnawing at it, like he's just like. And but before we do that, I have a personal business I have to do.
What is it?
This was not personal. I would tell you about it.
Doc, didn't your mother ever tell you not to talk with your mouth full?
I don't know.
I'm gonna reach up and put my hand under Doc's mouth. Doctor, please, spit that out. I will take care of it.
He's gonna spit out the saliva-drenched, now near liquefied sheet of parchment into Mizya's hand, which just sort of like it like drips out of his mouth in parts, just like
like one of those things you throw up onto the ceiling in the bathroom.
No. That was liberating. Well, you're gonna fix that, right? Or are you just gonna hold it?
I'm just going to hold it for now.
May I be so bold as to say it's a little more weird for you to hold it than for me to chew on it?
Yes, well, we couldn't understand what you were saying, so...
Doc, you said something about personal business.
Oh,
Maybe you
yes,
can
I
get
have
that
something
out
I
of
want to
your
do first.
mouth. What is it?
Well, if I told you, then it wouldn't be personal, would it?
How long is it going to take?
Just a few seconds, Teera. Less time than your massage, that's certainly true. I was getting stabbed while you were like, oh, yes, deeper into the scapular region.
I said
Release
nothing
the
of the
tension.
sort.
We all know what you were saying.
It did release quite a bit of tension.
That's right.
Anyway.
And Doc is going to tap himself on the chest, and he's going to say, you can do it. And then he's going to walk over, and he's going to lean into Mizya, and he's going to say, take a look at the bartender. Seem weird to you? And Doc is going to make an investigation check to see if he can tell anything strange about the bartender, because he said that the servants, other than himself inside, were odd.
So first off, does that mean you've all then meandered into the lounge? Because you were in the changing rooms.
Yeah,
I
I'm
would be
just sort
following
of
the crowd.
wandering to the doorway.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and make a
He's really going to be studying that guy.
I
With a
mean,
very keen eye.
I think it's going to be an insight or investigation.
Okay. 26 investigation.
The bartender is as you look in there, I don't remember how I originally described them, because there's a couple elves and humans and and whatnot around here. So they're a humanoid. They are standing behind the bar, and as you're watching them for a few moments, you see one of the other guests kind of comes over and orders a drink, and the bartender is just sitting there sort of cleaning a spot on the counter. And then you see him reach over and pick up a glass, and when somebody comes over, they carefully set everything down, listen intently to their order, and they mix the drink. As soon as they hand it to the person, they give a polite smile, they pick up the rag, and they begin cleaning the same spot on the bar. And then they reach over and pick up this same cup, start cleaning it.
Doc is going to write a note in his book. But he's not going to show it to anybody yet.
Okay.
Excuse me. I was promised multiple healing salves. And I was also not promised lavender scented healing salves, but I'll take it if it's available.
As you come into this room, you see that Azursa is sitting at one of the tables, and you see the moon elf Morgana, who you had met when you came in, is sitting there at the table as well. The two of them are flanking a third elf with bright green hair, and she has the appearance of a rosy-cheeked wood elf, but you see that there is a very delicate white veil that is hanging down over her eyes, just to her nose. And there is a very large mastiff that is lying at her feet. It kind of perks its head and ears up as you speak, Doc. And Azursa makes a motion to one of the staff and elven woman who picks up a tray from behind one of the counters with some jars on it and comes walking over to you, Doc, and stands in front of you holding this tray that has the healing salves on it. It would be the equivalent of a couple of greater healing potions.
Wow.
Okay.
You also notice that there's only a couple of guests that are over at the bar, but everybody else seems to no longer be in this room, with the exception of Vaughn, who has put on a linen tunic over his bare chest, and he is seated in a chair near the three elven women. The wood elf with the green hair and the veil, she lifts her head slightly with a slight tilt as if she's listening to something. It sort of turns in your general direction and says, "Ah, I understand you are the one that is called Dark, and you are the brave soul who protected the temple from the assassins."
Yes, that's true.
"We are most indebted to what you have done, and we are very, very thankful for that."
I would appreciate if your thankfulness extended to some more healing salve, as I'm feeling still a little bit squishy, and he's gonna like poke his stomach and squeeze the
God. Doc,
squeeze
Doc.
the knife wound together.
Doc, don't do that.
What?
Don't squeeze
I'm
the
just showing
wound
them
like
that the knife wound is still there.
I know, they can see it, but it'll stop it from healing. Quit touching it.
Well, I mean, if they give me magic, then it'll be fine either way.
Yeah, I guess.
How many healing potions did you apply?
2.
Apply one more.
Okay.
I don't know if I said it, but in my mind there were 3 jars on this tray. I don't know if I said that there were 3 jars.
I pictured 3 at least. I don't know
Okay.
why.
I don't
Maybe you
remember if I
you
said
didn't.
that number, and I don't know why I felt like you didn't apply 3. So there
Okay.
are 3 greater healing potions there.
All right. Well, I'm feeling much better. Yes, I am the hero of the day. Can you tell me a little bit about what happened and where that shadowy creature came from? And have you ever had an incursion like this before? And is it common for your guests to be stabbed multiple times with a poison-tipped dagger by an incorporeal creature who's cosplaying as a drow?
What is cosplay?
Oh, it's when they dress up.
Oh.
It happens on, the night where they go All Saints Day
What
for
is
the
that?
pumpkins.
You have to tell me later.
Yes, we are, of course, very sorry that our reluctance to reveal the problems within the shrine have affected you so. You see, 10 years ago, we purchased the Temple of the Restful Lily from its previous owner, Silvari Silversong. And in that exchange, in the time since then, a dark curse has fallen across the shrine and forced us to close it. And none of us were able to enter within there and deal with the evil within. We thought we had contained it, and we had kept it contained for several years. It appears as though it has been seeping out, and in some way was able to employ the shadow against you.
Can't we ever go anywhere without things happening?
Doc, what?
I have a question.
What is your question?
Does time move differently here than on the prime material plane?
I'm afraid I don't understand your question. We are on the prime material plane.
Oh,
Where do you think you are?
I just assumed it was a pocket dimension or, some weird upside down world where things are backwards and the people speak in riddles and whatnot.
Interesting. I'm not sure why you would think this. We are just outside of Silvery Moon by maybe a day's journey, depending on whether you are on foot or by horseback.
Silvermoon. We're just outside. We got here through a portal, so I can see why he's confused. Did you say we're just outside of Silvery Moon?
Yes.
Huh. And I look at Mizya. And I just kind of
What?
like, nothing. I just kind of like shake my head and stand back.
Well, as you are the ones who were so brave and quick to deal with this problem that appeared, we would like to employ your services to go into the shrine and exorcise the evil within and make this place safe once and for all guests.
Togo immediately sits up straighter. He smiles and he's, you have asked the exact right people to do this for you. We would be more than happy to help you out.
What, Doc?
Well, they're asking us for a favor, so now we have to talk about compensation. There are multiple terms, and ordinarily I would write this out, but you seem trustworthy, and so I'm going to give my terms spoken-wise. Okay?
Verbally.
That
Whatever.
is most appreciated. As I am blind, it is difficult for me to read what has been written out.
Oh, yes. Well, I mean, and he's going to gesture to the other people at the table. Not everybody here is blind.
You are not wrong.
I get that a lot.
What are
It
your
frustrates
terms?
some people. Okay. Well, you're going to immediately refund Teera, Mizya, and Togo, but they also get to keep their free night stay. So they'll each get back 40 gold. And then, for the job that we perform, we will each get 50 gold, assuming that the job takes fewer than 3 days. If the job takes 7 days or fewer, then we would get 100 gold each.
Wow.
I would like to counteroffer that all of you will be granted compensated stay here at the Temple of the Restful Lily for as long as you wish to stay, and avail yourself of our services. And if you delve into the shrine and rid us of the evil once and for all contained within, we will pay you 1,000 gold pieces.
Lifetime memberships.
Oh. I think that sounds, Doc, I think that sounds reasonable.
Was that a lifetime membership?
Make a persuasion check on that one.
$15.
Nice.
You see that both Morgana and Azursa are shifting uncomfortably in their seats at this, kind of looking. You see a flash, just a micro expression of agitation at the third sister with the green hair, who her name had been mentioned to you once before, Green Song, as she looks in your direction or faces in your direction, Mizya, and says, "Lifetime membership."
Sold. We'll do it.
And that's where we're going to end this session.
Oh my god. Amazing. Nice. You drive a hard bargain, Doc. Good for you. Mizya, good persuasion as well. Oh my god.
All right. Well, thus ends our 57th
Wow.
session
Wow.
of Scribes and Scrolls, the Candlekeep Mysteries. I think as we get out of here, Tildaloo is back to streaming after taking a break, so I think we're going to throw a raid over to our friend Tildaloo as we get out of here.
Yeah.
Thank you to everybody who tuned in to hang out with us tonight. We greatly appreciate you. If you are somebody who likes to listen quietly and lurk in the chat or lurk in the background, we appreciate you and hope you enjoy the show. And of course, as always, a huge thank you to all of these amazing players that get to play with all the time. And hopefully Ricky, we're expecting Ricky to be back with us in about 2 weeks, which reminds me, next week is US Labor Day. I don't know, is it Canadian Labor Day too? It's Labor Day next week.
The more you know.
And we are not going to be playing next week, much to Gary's chagrin, who will probably be ready to go at 8 o'clock. But tune in 2 weeks at 8 p.m. for more Scribes and Scrolls. So thank you, as always, to Gary, Cari, M, Dwight, and though he wasn't with us, he was with us in spirit, Ricky, without whom it would just be me talking to myself for a couple hours. With that, we're going to go ahead and end the stream the same way we end every stream, and you can say it with me if you want.